In this video, we're going to go through the different types of chemical reactions you'll be exposed to in a typical chemistry course for grade 11, 12, or AP chemistry. We have 5 types of chemical reactions: synthesis, decomposition, single replacement, double replacement, and combustion. A synthesis reaction is when 2 or more substances combine to form a new substance. So our examples here are carbon reacting with oxygen to form CO2 gas, hydrogen gas, chlorine gas reacting to form hydrochloric gas, calcium and oxygen reacting to form calcium oxide. A decomposition is when a compound is broken down into simpler parts. It's the opposite of a synthesis reaction. So water can be broken down into hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. Nitrogen monoxide can be broken down into nitrogen gas and oxygen gas. A single replacement reaction is when one element of a compound is replaced by another. In this first example, we've got copper bromide reacting with iodine to produce copper iodine and bromide gas. Magnesium can react with copper sulfate to produce magnesium sulfate and copper. A double replacement reaction is exchange of elements or groups of atoms between 2 different compounds. So our first compound in our first example is silver chloride reacting with sodium nitrate. The silver will replace the sodium to yield 2 new products of silver nitrate and sodium chloride. And finally, our last type of reaction that we'll be discussing is a combustion reaction. That's when a hydrocarbon reacts with oxygen to produce water and carbon dioxide. First example, we've got butane gas reacting with oxygen to produce CO2 and H2O. You need to know that always when you're predicting these reaction types and forming new compounds, that you need to make sure that the number of elements on one side of the equation is equal to the number of elements on the other side of the equation. Some examples here. We have sodium reacting with oxygen gas to produce, whoops, that's an NaO, N2O. It's a synthesis reaction. In this second reaction, I've got N2O, which would break down to N2 gas and O2 gas. Then I would have to go back and balance it. The next reaction, we've got magnesium reacting with copper sulfate to produce magnesium sulfate and copper. The next reaction, I'm assuming it would be, and sorry, I should write down these types. So this is a synthesis. This is a decomp. This is a single replacement. And this reaction, the hydrogen and the sodium will switch places. And then we have to go back and balance for charge. So I'm going to put a 2 here, and I'm going to put a 2 here. And the last one is a combustion reaction. This is a double replacement. And I'm going to balance 4 numbers of atoms on each side. So now I've got 10 oxygen here, and I've got 6, so that means I've got 8